guys, and welcome back to another update. So I think it's been 2 weeks since I've given an update, maybe a little bit more. So for those of you who are new, my name is Miranda, and I'm sharing my weight loss journey with whoever feels led to watch my videos. So it's been 81 days since I've begun. I began March 21st, and I am 35 pounds down on the nose. So I currently weigh 276.2 and I started at 311.2. So I am over the moon excited. I can't even believe that I am like that close to losing 40 pounds. Even 35, like just saying that out loud doesn't even seem real. Also, I sound a little stuffy. My allergies are trying to kill me, it seems like. So I'm not sick. I just have allergies, so my voice will probably sound a little bit nasally. I've not remeasured, so that's something that I keep forgetting to do. My mom just did her measurements, and I was like, oh, I should have you do mine too, and then I never did. So I do still need to remeasure, and I'm excited to see what those will say. As you guys know, for those of you that have been here, the reason that my update video is a little late is because I went on a vacation. So last weekend, we left Thursday afternoon to go down to Wyoming to see family. So I had a cousin who was graduating high school. All of my family was going to be there. Family that I hadn't seen in a really long time. There was actually a few cousins there that I'd never met before. And so super exciting, and we got to just spend time with each other. And as always, at the end of this video, I'll put all of my adventuring into one big picture video for you guys. So stick around to the end if you want to see the adventures in Wyoming. And while I was down there, I did make some concessions as far as eating and drinking. We went out to a few different places, and for the most part, I stuck to program. It was probably, I wouldn't say 50-50, but probably like 60-40. 60 on and probably 40 off. Just because there was, going out to eat with each other and trying different drinks at these little specialty places, and yeah. So I ended up gaining, 5.2 pounds while I was on my trip in Wyoming. So I kind of expected that I would gain weight, and I knew that I would end up having to work to lose it again. So since then, I've actually lost all that I gained and a pound on top of that. So like I said, I am 276.2 the last time that I talked to you guys. I think I said I was 279.8. So I did lose weight after that video that I posted, and I was 277.2 when I left for Wyoming. So on that, and talking about my program, so those of you that have been here since the beginning know that I do Optavia. The only downside with it is the expense and the variety. So they do have a really good variety. There's a lot of good options on there. However, my mom and my sister do Atkins. They switched from Optavia to Atkins. It's more cost effective, so it's not as expensive. It's actually like half the price, and their options are a lot more. So my mom did a lot of research on it, comparing the Optavia brand with the Atkins brand, and they are either the same or very, very similar with most of their products. So I'm going to be switching to that. I'll be eating through what I have left from Optavia, but I have since canceled my Optavia plan, and I'll be switching over to Atkins. So the caveat is, if it doesn't work the way that Optavia has been working for me, I'm switching right back, because I've come too far to go backwards. So if it begins to not work, if I feel like I'm not losing weight as fast as I should be, etc., I will be switching back to Optavia. But like I said, it's been working for my mom and my sister, so I'm not too terribly worried. However, I do get worried about changing things, especially changing this, because I so bad don't want to go back, and I want to keep going forward. I've never thought that I would get to where I am now, and I just don't want to risk backsliding. So I will be watching my weight very closely. I do anyway, but I will be like probably more so once I do fully switch. So more to come on that in future videos. I did make some really good progress on my landscaping project. So I talked about that in my last video and told you that there would be updates in my next one. So I was able to do all of the removal of the rocks and like prep work for that area before I left Wyoming, and we did get the plants. So I have the plants, I have the weed fabric to keep the weeds at bay. All we need now is some mulch and some dirt, because we're going to be putting compost and dirt, because we're not going to do mulch, I don't think. So we were going to do that this morning. I told my mom I'm not setting any alarms, so wake me up when you're ready and we'll hit the trail and get rolling on this project. And then I woke up at roughly 2 p.m. and I was shocked. That was 15 hours of sleep. So we did not do any more on the landscaping project as of today, but we will be more than likely either throughout this coming week or next weekend. Tomorrow is my niece's 4th birthday, so I'll be attending that, and I'm super, super excited. Kids' birthday parties are always fun, so I won't be doing any outside work tomorrow, but probably throughout the week, and then I'll update, of course, when I do my next video. So really good progress on that, and the fact that I was able to do what I did all in one day, I could have never done that at the weight that I was when I started this. I wouldn't have had the motivation, I wouldn't have had the energy, I wouldn't have trusted my body enough to do some of the stuff that I was doing, because I also trimmed our massive, it's supposed to be a shrub, but it's not a shrub anymore. Like it's a full-on like tree. I was joking with my siblings that we probably grew the biggest one in the Midwest. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea, but we always make a joke about it because it's supposed to be like a nice little landscape shrub, and it's not. I love it. Personally, I love the way that it looks. I used to play underneath this shrub when I was little. Like, that's what my summers consisted of, is playing underneath that shrub because it had good shade, and it has a rock on it that has like this little dip in it, and when it would rain, there would be water in there, and so I would make potions in this rock. Super cringe that I'm telling these stories, but it's a place in this yard of mine that I have lots of memories attached to, and so I just love that shrub, and it's got a lot of memories attached to it. We also buried our 2 birds underneath it, so in the pictures you'll see their 2 little rocks. Oof, there's an ant. Hold on. Got them. You'll see their little rocks that we put in as headstones. So it's a beautiful little space, and I cannot wait to put flowers in there, and it's just the next step in my life and of me growing as a person into adulthood, that I get to now make this space an adult space. Not really, like, I don't know how to explain it other than that. Like, it's just a cool evolution of that space and what it means to me. So I'm really excited to share those pictures. I think I have pictures of the plants that we got, so you can see kind of what will be going there. And then there's a few little odds and ends that we're going to do. My brother is going to fire up the chainsaw and take off some of the extra limbs, because a lot of them I just either like broke off with like yanking on them, or I used a little hand chopper thing to get them to come off. So he's going to take the chainsaw to it and take off like the sharp parts so that it looks a little nicer and it's a little safer. And then I also will need to get my flag up. So the other reason I was excited to trim up this shrub, tree, whatever, is because it was overhanging onto like where the flag normally would hang. We've got a little flag thing on our house that you put the little pole in and then your flag comes out. So I've been wanting to get that up this summer. I've got the flag and everything, but I needed to trim this tree before I could do that. So now that's all trimmed up. I can get my flag up. I just haven't gotten to that yet. I will. And I think I found the pole for it yesterday, and the flag is up here with me. So I just really need to put them together and get them outside. So I'll do that. We'll get the plants in. My mom and I are going to do the plants together so that she can help me with like making sure that the spacings are right and that it looks nice, because I wanted to do this space for her too. I asked her what plants she wanted there, and then that's basically how we went about it. So I cleared that area because I wanted it to be a perennial bed, but I wanted it to be a perennial bed that she loved with plants that she liked. So we went and picked those out together, and I'm super excited. I wanted the hostas, and then most of the other stuff she was able to pick out. So I'm really, really excited about that. And of course, she picked stuff that she knew that I would like too. So yeah, we're lame that way. And then I got my clematis that I needed. I needed two to fill in kind of some space over on my trellis. So I did get those, and I got those planted before I left for Wyoming because they were growing like crazy. And I knew that if I left them while I was gone, that they would keep on growing and entangling within themselves, that it was going to be a bear to get them onto the trellis. So I planted them, I think, Wednesday before we left on Thursday. So they are super, they're thriving out there. And fun fact, I realized that as I was planting these, I actually ended up burying one of my clematis that I already had there. So I had a plant there, and I guess I didn't realize that it was there or something, and I just put the bag over it, because I have big contractor bags that I used as a weed barrier so that nothing could come through. And I poked holes in the spots where the clematis were needing to come through, and I forgot about one apparently. So I, poked my hole in the bag, and I'm about to put my clematis in there, and here's my other clematis tag and everything, and I'm like, wow, you really did just bury this thing. I cannot believe you. I think it died. Not a big deal because it's one that I've had there for a long time, so it will come back next year. So yeah, now I have two clematis in the same spot. Whatever. They're blooming, and they're so beautiful. These blooms, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to show you guys pictures of them. And my plants have literally exploded since I've planted them. They are loving this heat, and we're getting a good amount of rain. And that really helps too, because I water them, but rainwater is always better for them. So I'll be sharing pictures of that as well. What else? Let's see, what do I have written down? The last thing is, I got back from my trip. I did a half day on Monday, and I worked through the week until Friday, and then yesterday after work, I just decided I've been getting into reading again lately. So I love reading. I've just kind of been in a slump lately. I don't know about any of you guys out there that are readers, but if you've ever had a time where you're I want to read, but I just don't have anything that I'm really into. So my sister got her a Kindle from one of our mutual friends, and she's been reading, and then she reminded me about the one of hers that I have that she got a way long time ago, and I still have it, and she's like, you should get it out and just start reading on it again. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, I should. So I did do that, and I started reading The Handmaid's Tale, because I'm watching the series, and I always like to read the books, if there is books to go along with the series, because the books are always better. Fight me on that if you want, but the books are always better. So I purchased the books, and I've been reading it, and I think I am just getting close to 100 pages in. And so one of the things I love to do in the summer is lay in my hammock and read. So one of the things that we decided this year is that we're not going to put our pool up. We have a big pool patio that my brother and I built. I've shared pictures on here before. And last year was the first year that we actually got to use our pool. But there's just so much stuff that we need to get done this year, inside and outside of our house, that it just doesn't make sense to put the pool up, because instead of being in the pool, I should be doing something else. So we decided we're not going to put the pool up so that we can just continue to be motivated to get things done in the summer. But I decided that I'm going to make that little patio area my own little paradise. I have some work to do to it yet, but yesterday after work, I went and got a base and a big 7.5-foot umbrella, a green one. I love hunter green colors. I'm a hunter green and this color. I love those. So I actually got an umbrella on sale, and the base was $54, I think, and it's just one of those really heavy metal ones. Not one that you fill with sand or water, just because I like the look of the metal ones. And so I got that, and I set it up, and my brother and I, earlier in this week, we went and got my hammock out of storage, and so I got to set all of that up, and I got to grab my little plastic table that I had at my other little spot that I used to bird watch. I brought that up there as well, and I got to sit and read in my hammock for about a half hour last night before it started raining on me. So I just kind of laid there in denial for like 25 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I can feel the raindrops on my leg, but I don't want to get up yet. Like, I just finally got this set up, and now I want to sit here and read. And so then once it did start kind of pouring a little harder, then I'm like, yeah, I probably should go inside. So battened down the hatches, and inside I went, and I was upset about it, but there will be plenty more times this summer where I'll get to go out and read. So that's another thing that I did, just a small project, but I have pictures of that too that I'll share. And that's just another way that I like to decompress, like after the day at work or during the weekend, just to go out there, in the afternoon time or later at night when it cools off. Just to go hang out, read, and just like be outside. Because sometimes I want to be outside, but I don't want to like sit and bake in the sun all day. And laying in the hammock is like perfect. Because I get to like be lazy, but also be like productive at the same time. Because in my brain, like reading is productive, obviously. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'll be bringing my little chimney up there too. I just need to clean that up a little bit and get it ready to go, and then I'll bring that up there. And we'll do like little fires and stuff. We'll probably bring the Blackstone up there, and just use that area. It's a multi-use area, so it'll be good to use it as that this summer, and then next year, hopefully, we'll be able to put the pool up. So that's a little bit of what's been going on in my life. Not a whole lot as far as like updates other than, I'm 35 pounds down, which is like mind-blowing still. So maybe I'll just talk about like how I'm feeling, how I feel. So again, energy levels are crazy. I have so much more energy than I have in so long. It's not even funny. Like, I do things instead of not doing them. Like, I know that sounds dumb, but like, I used to be like, oh, I'm tired. I don't really want to do this. Oh, my hip hurts. I don't really want to do this. My back hurts. All these things that ailed me because I was so unhealthy, and I just wouldn't do things. Like, my heart wanted to do them, but I just couldn't get the gumption to do them. You know what I mean? And so now, like, if I have a thought, I'm like, oh yeah, well, let's go do it. And so I'll start it and finish it, and that's the end of it. Instead of having the thought, wanting to do it, and then not doing it. And don't get me wrong, there's still days where I'm like, no, today I don't have any energy. So that's a huge, huge win for me. And especially considering the amount of projects that I need to get done at my house, it's so much more helpful to have this energy. And so on that, I don't have a lot of time in the summer either because I start school again in the end of August. So I don't know if I've talked about that on here at all, but I do school part-time and I work full-time. So I'm on my off season right now. It's summertime, but I do begin classes again August 31st, I think is when semester starts. So I'll be doing that, and that means that I have from now until then to get as much done as I possibly can. So the time constraint is kind of what pushes me to do some of what I do, because I know that once I start school, I'm going to have to dedicate all of my free time on the weekends to that. Because I will more than likely be working weekends at work, which usually will entail more than likely a Friday and every now and again a Saturday or a half day Saturday. So the time that you get is just, it's not enough. And so I know that I won't have any extra time to be working on my house, doing the things that I need to do, and that I need to get them done now. So that's a little bit on that as well. I guess maybe I haven't talked about school to you guys. If you're wondering what I'm going to school for, I'm going to school for manufacturing engineering technologies. It's a 2-year degree, but it's going to take me 5. So I was not as aggressive as I should have been when I started school as far as taking credits. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I should have taken more credits the first 2 or 3 semesters, and I did not. That was a mistake on my part, but I didn't know any better. So it's going to take me over double the time that it should, which is fine. I'll get it done and I will have a degree. So I am 3 years in now. I began in August of 2020. So I should graduate spring 2025 with my 2-year degree. So that will help me as far as, advancing my career when I feel like it. But where I'm at now, I'm very happy. So I'm not looking to move anytime soon, but I do think that it's important to, if I ever do want to move up, that I need to have that degree. So, yeah, so that's pretty much it, I guess. I don't really have much else to update you guys on. I'm just kind of scanning my writing here. So yeah, the way I always end these videos is I kind of give you guys an idea of how I look right now. So I'm kind of still in my kick around clothes, and this is what I look like now. So let me back up and do a quick little So yeah, that is my update. Thanks for being here. I hope that you guys are having a good summer like I'm having a good summer. You're staying safe out there. Make sure you wear your sunscreen. Don't be like me. Remember to put that on. And we'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.